Hi, it's my honor and privilege here today to welcome to Talk the Walk with Sanchita, Minakshi Singh. Minakshi Singh is the co-founder and CEO of two of India's most awarded bars, which is Coctails Dreams Speakeasy, Gurgaon, and Sidecar, GK2, New Delhi. With over 18 years of experience in the alco-bev and hospitality sector, Minakshi really knows how to identify a good drink from miles away. With almost a decade of experience in spirit companies like Pernod Ricard, Diageo, Tuliho, Minakshi actually collaborated with the industry iconic figure Yangdup Lama to open Coctails Dreams Speakeasy in 2012 and Sidecar 2018. Needless to say, some of the awards for Sidecar is as follows. It's now ranked close to, I think, number 16 in Asia's 50 Best Bars 2023. It is ranked number 26 in World's Best Bar 2022 and number 1 Best Bar in India 2019, 22 and 23. Minakshi has been featured in the Forbes list of W Women Power 2024, and she's an unsatiable entrepreneur with a huge love for sustainability. She also runs Bhumi Farms, which is a venture called Farms to Table concept. They produce local produce and ingredients and host tables on weekends. Welcome Minakshi to Talk the Walk with Sanchita. Hi Minakshi, thank you so much for joining us in Talk the Walk. You are in a very unusual sector, alco-bev, spirits, hospitality. It's very inspiring really. We would really love to know a bit more about your journey. What inspired you to look at this sector, which is unusual because not a lot of women actually work in this sector. So please tell us a bit more about yourself.
Firstly, thank you so much, Sanchita. I mean, your introduction was amazing. I don't think I could have done it better. And I'm very excited to share my journey with you. More than what inspired me, it was who that inspired me. So, initially when I was doing my hotel management at that time, I was in the second year of college. I met my now business partner, Yangdup Lama, who had just started his journey almost in the freelancing, bartending career, and he was doing private parties, private events, and as is in college, you want extra money and for your pizzas and your other hobbies. And so what happened was that you just do it for you just do ODCs, which I call outdoor caterings, and I went to one, and we were offered far more money than your usual waiting jobs, which is basically waitressing jobs. And when I bartended, and initially at that age, and I think it's a very impressionable, good age to actually get influenced by people who are doing a really good job. And I say this a lot of times to a lot of youngsters that I meet now, that and when I saw what they were doing, they were being just really cool behind the bar, and I was like, wow, you get so much recognition, you get so many people come to you, they want to talk to you, they want to order their drinks from you. So while I wasn't making cocktails traditionally, or I wasn't being a mixologist at that time, I still got the exposure to be behind the bar. And that really sparked a passion and a love for this industry. It was very early, like I said, and also doubled by the fact that I got tremendous support from my parents, especially from my father, and he has been the pillar all across throughout my life in my career. And I feel I was truly blessed to have the combination of people at home and also people at work who actually recognize the hard work that you were putting in. So yeah, I feel like that was a great combination. It was the people and the support and the love that you got, and somehow they told you you're doing a good job in spite of you not doing such a great job at that age. But I felt really inspired to be part of that, the industry itself.
That's phenomenal. I understand that you're an Air Force child, and like you mentioned, your father was very, very inspiring, and then in college you met Yangdup, who himself is an iconic person. But I would like to delve a little deeper in terms of understanding how is it that you're so open and inclusive as a person. you have taken on a very unusual sector at a time when women were not so much in such a large presence in this sector. Even now, there are barely any iconic women figures in alco-bev, so as to speak. So what is it? Is it your Air Force background? Is it the family support? Is it the fact that you have never looked at traditional sectors as such? I mean, you did hospitality, you were in hotel management, but from hotel management to take on fully in terms of bartending, and then going on to the business front in terms of actually looking at bartending as a business venture is quite a journey. So I would just like to peel the layers over here in this.
So I would say, like, absolutely 100% agree on the fact that it's the background, it's your upbringing, early years that gave you the confidence to go out and actually explore the world. And we were always told that, you know, like, new cultures, new traditions, something simple like living in, say, an Orissa and living in Bangalore, to living in Gwalior, to living in Sirsa, to living in Delhi. I've had like 8 schools. So you know, the background is super diverse just from an India point of view. And as a young person, you start accepting other people's languages, other people's cultures. You're a sponge, right, at that age, I feel. Right. And being so open-minded, we were always told to be very sporty, very outdoorsy. We were always those people. We were hardly at home. We were always either camping or cooking outside or doing something of that sort. And I think the combination of that is what my personality ended up being. I mean, now you can look back and say that a little bit, that I myself really enjoy going out, putting myself out there, and I feel everybody should do that, because this world is a wonderful place to explore. And if you think that, you know, you're doing amazing things in your city, in your country, maybe, you know, you have so much more to see still.
That's quite fascinating. You know, my question right now is to take on from the fact that you used a very interesting word. At that age, you're sponging, right? So we spoke about all the good things. What about the challenges? What have been your experiences in terms of setbacks, failures, challenges, and how have you dealt with them?
So challenges, yes, I feel very much are part of what make you you. And you know, your scars define you. And a lot of times we say that, right? Like, I'm a mother and I have a massive scar on my body, and there was a point in time when I would feel ashamed to wear something which shows that scar. And today we are in a world where it's like, it's fine, you're a mom and you had to go through it and you have it, it's fine. I have so many more stories to tell and so many more adventures I've lived, right? So I feel like you accept those challenges, and when you showcase that, your journey just becomes so much more exciting. And I feel, as a young person starting from growing up, obviously the challenges were new school, new kids, new options of getting bullied. You know, we're also obviously talking more than 25 years ago, when you're in school, 25, 30 years ago. Going back, you know, schools were different, the setups were different. I have studied in Air Force schools, in Kendriya Vidyalayas, in all sorts of schools, and with very mixed backgrounds. And those were the challenges most of the time, that, you know, you have to now introduce yourself every 2 years to a class where a lot of people are already best friends or already have defined sort of, especially when you're early adolescent age, where there are gangs and groups, and, you know, the mean girls are all everywhere, right. which I feel is always part of growing up, right? So those are the early year challenges. And as you go, in our industry, of course, I don't feel any, and mostly in most of the industries which are more male dominated, the challenges for women are always, I feel, 3-folds. If you feel like you've had a struggle, I feel the women are having 4 times more struggle than that. And it's mostly to do with acceptance. It's mostly to do with the fact that you're the only one who looks like you. And I always talk about the fact that it's such a visual thing. A lot of times you enter a room and there is only men around you, and a lot of times you don't question it. But when you do question it, you realize, okay, but why? Have they not tried enough? Have they not given a chance? What is the problem in today's time, right? It's a question of talent. Is it a question of skill? So you have questions like that. I think as an industry person who's been in the industry for, say, 20 years, you do realize that the challenges will never end. They will always be. Maybe 20 years down the line, the challenges will be something else, but they will be there, right?
Right.
So I feel you go with the flow. A lot of times you roll with the punches, like they say, and I don't feel that anybody's challenges are lesser or more. It's about yours are yours and mine are mine.
Wow, that was very eloquent of you. Very well framed.
Learning it from the best.
Thank you. So Minakshi, very interesting. You said the challenge and the struggle is far more real for women. So how would you contribute, say, women in this sector, a skill in terms of collaborating, networking? How much of a credence would you give to these kind of skills for, say, somebody who's trying to make edgeways in this sector? How important is it to network, to collaborate, to have a support system, to find the right partners in business? So your view on finding the right partner, on collaboration, networking, these kind of skills, what credence would you give to this kind of skill for a woman who would like to make some edgeways in this sector?
So, see, I feel there is a little bit of a, it's a life cycle, career life cycle, let's say a job life cycle, however you look at your, journey. And I feel it starts with the basics. It starts with, you yourself investing in your learning, in your own self. And I think that is without doubt the most core skill, right? So if you are a finance person, have you invested in education? Have you invested in learning more? Are you with the times? Are you understanding the tech part of it? Are you understanding the back end of it, right? That is like, I feel that is the base. And that has to be like, that's called the baseline in our industry. It's like to say that, if you don't know the basics, if you don't know the basic cocktails, you don't really need to innovate. Innovation comes next. And I feel like it's part of that ecosystem in any person's, journey in life, is that you get your basics right and you keep investing in yourself in learning. And while you're doing that, the collaborations, the partnerships play a very, very key role in that, because they are the people you will probably reach out to or probably interact with or probably learn from. You might take mentors like that, right? You might also understand these are great partners for you. And I'm telling you, humans are just blessed with instinct, right? And I tell this to all the time, that sometimes people say that, how would you know that this person means well or this person is good for your career or not? I was like, you see the red flags in relationships, you can see red flags in partners in business as well. You can see red flags everywhere. You should be as aware of it as possible, right? You cannot ignore certain factors. Like if you say that this is my personality, my partner is bringing this part of their skill and their sort of learning, is this going to be a good combination? Or are we both have, say, the same core skills and we are actually lacking the third core skill, which probably we need more work on? Should we be investing on it? Should we be hiring from there? Should we be bringing consultants from there? So I feel it's a general awareness of your surrounding and your business, and hence that's how you work on collaboration. I'll give you a very, very tiny example. Let's Sidecar, you've been a regular. We always had a challenge for morning business because it's a bar. I mean, everybody associates us with cocktails, about bands, of nights. And we were like, hey, listen, we are spending the same rental, same cost, fixed costs are the same, my team is the same, I'm picking up electricity and water charges as is.
Right.
What do I do? Right now my weakness is my day business. And we looked for collaborative partners, we looked for coffee partners, right? And we found Subco like that. And now you can see the difference, that there is whatever it is, it might be a very tiny, minuscule part of our business, but it's giving me good footfall, it's giving me the right target audience. They are sampling my product in the day, which they haven't really done so far. And it's been a great learning to realize that when you look for your weak links in your own businesses, you will find the collaborations, the partners, the relationships in the same way. And yes, like you mentioned, the relationships, I feel it's both ways. It's even in personal life. Make sure that you find the right partner who is as supportive of your dreams as you are of theirs. And it's never a one-way street. It's not to say that I want to travel the world and you be at home taking care of babies. We are not living in that world right now. And if you do want to do that, that's also okay. If that's your choice in life, no shade on that. But to say that you're being forced to do something or you chose a partner, and I feel like today's world, you should go into relationships with your eyes wide open. Yeah.
Immense clarity of thought. Really. Very, very pointed. So what I understand is building on basics, investing in yourself, collaborating, mentorships, And I think most importantly, what you were trying to say was intuitiveness, being aware. That's how you understand the gaps in your business. By the way, I just had the avocado toast and coffee from your
Finally,
breakfast
Sanjita,
menu.
you saw the day.
And it was remarkable. I always felt that that was something that could be over here, and very well said. So yes, being aware. And what you mentioned was having the right support system. You have a wonderful son, Viraj, 7 years old, wonderful husband, Gautam. How is it, how do you think would be the support system that you've gotten? Because again, you're in a sector which is unusual. It has late nights. You have business pressures because I'm sure you travel around the globe. You must be doing fundraising activities, challenges to businesses in terms of regulations, licenses, political situation, all of that, right? How do you do it all?
You know, very simply put, I shower and show up every day. And it sounds really simple, but in all its simplicity, the truth lies that you show up every day. You show up to work every day, you show up for your child every day, you show up at home every day, and if you don't, and if you are struggling with that, that's also okay. Because there are times when you don't want to wake up and just be like, I want to be in bed today and I don't want to wake up. That's also absolutely fine. So it's like this, right? So it's like there is no worldly wisdom in this. You do this, do this all the time. You travel the world, you have a kid, and you have your life fully loaded as well. And us as women, the only distinction that I would make, and just to put it out there for you, is that I feel like we are, again, like super blessed about always having this multitasking personalities, right? We go home and tomorrow if the cook is not there, we'll fix something quickly at home and eat something, or order out, or very fast. You will be on the sort of on the clock somewhere, and right. I think you are on the clock at all times. And I feel like that we have that personalities, those personalities to support the system that we make for ourselves. We also define it for ourselves. For example, you've met my husband, my kid. I feel like, and I have a boy, I feel like, and we talk about it all the time, that boys are even more responsibility in today's world. You know, we have to bring up more responsible boys, and they should understand that, you know, right from wrong. And I feel it's not the girls we need to teach. I think we need to teach the boys, right? In the environment we are living in, I think that is a huge responsibility of being a parent. Yes. And the fact that he sees me going to work or going for late night events, or I put him to bed yesterday and I was saying that I'm going to go after you sleep around 8:30, and he goes, but Mama, why are you going to events every day? And I was like, Mama just has to go, but I'll be back around 10:30 and it'll be fine. And he was okay. Like, you have to explain to your child what you're doing, and I'm working. I'm not ignoring your your sort of upbringing and all of that. But then again, like, you go through guilty periods as a parent. I feel both my husband and I go through this whole thing that, oh my goodness, we haven't seen our child, or we haven't put him to bed, or we are not able to do the traditional duties that you should be doing. And it's a struggle. It's a constant struggle to bring up your child and then do businesses and still have, and when people say, oh, I need my me time and I need to spend time with myself, I feel like, oh, that sounds so amazing. But you do find time when, I think, intentionally you can, when you have the intention to. And I for me, I'm very much like that. I'm a very supremely disciplined person as well, which basically means I am a very on the schedule person. I think it's my upbringing again, which brings us to 5 a.m. wake up, go for a walk, and it's always been like that in our house. 8 o'clock breakfast, 10 o'clock, so it's like that even now, and I'm kind of a little regimented, and I feel that helps me being a little normal.
Excellent.
I can't say I'm any good, but I think I'm just being normal.
The unstoppable Minakshi, so disciplined, and she shows up. I mean, the biggest learning is to show up every day.
Yeah.
That was incredible that you actually voiced it in that manner. So last but not the least, how would you describe your team here, and how have they helped you achieve the success where you are at today? I mean, you know, Sidecar, Coctails and Dreams Speakeasy, these are names to reckon with right now. If you could let us know a bit about your team, and what would be your advice to people who would like to get into, say, bartending or bars as a business, women who would like to look at these sectors as an option for a successful business venture, what would be your very pointed advice?
So, team is everything. I don't think that you are anything without them. You are, you are almost like, it's like asking a football team saying that, it's never an individual success. It's all of us contributing to its success at all times, and we always talk about it like that. A bartender is equally important as a manager is equally important as a cashier and a housekeeping and a KST person. If they don't clean the glasses and give it to us on time, I cannot serve you the drinks. It's as simple as that, right? So you are in a constant sort of interdependence, in that sense, and hospitality works like that. We work in large teams. We depend on human beings to help us, because it's not a tangible product. Like hospitality is not a tangible product. I cannot like bring a bottle and say this is your bottle and you keep drinking the same bottle every day. You want a different drink every day. You want to try new food every day. You maybe want to have a conversation with the bartender or the staff, whatever. So it changes your experience.
It's very spontaneous.
It's very spontaneous. You might have great nights at the same place. You might not have such great nights at the same place, right? So the product is kind of not defined as well.
Right.
And I feel that is the nature of our industry, and that is why teams play a huge role. You have to have happy teams, and I always talk about the fact that how happy bars make happy bars.
Right.
Like your happy teams, like teams are happy, they're working, they're having a great time. It's like they come to work excited. There's something new today, and I'm going to learn something. I'm going to see new people. I'm going to serve new drinks, and they are enthusiastic about it, which is I think our biggest win is that. In all of the awards and everything else, I think our biggest win is that our team is super enthu cutlet, and which is amazing. Like we have a new bar which is open. You visited the Brook, and the team there is amazing. Like I can feel the energy and the love from them, and we say that, right? How youngsters can give you that. They can make you youthful. Like they can make you feel like, oh wow, the world is like your oyster, right? They are having a great time, and you feel like you're part of that great time.
Right.
And I think they can, and energies. It's a lot about energies, right? I can give you that, and you give me yours, and we give that to each other. When I smile at you, and you smile at me, and we hug each other, suddenly the energy is transferring, right? So I feel that is your core. Like without your team, you're nobody. Like I don't think anybody individually can ever confidently say that this is my award and this is my win.
You're totally in sync with your team, essentially.
Yeah, absolutely. And the second question of yours, which is that what advice I would have for people who are trying to get into the industry, especially women, I would say that going back to again talking about the basics, to invest in yourself, in your learning, in your experiences, travel the world. Like I tell this to a lot of young people now, when I was studying, I didn't have the option to go outside of India or to bartend or to travel. I couldn't. And my parents were like, okay, one teenager wants to travel and wants to bartend, not okay. And there was this, security and the question marks,
sure.
Right? Now the world has changed. The parents are also very different, right? So
right.
I feel like if you can make that for yourself, get the experience. Travel to any part of the world and get a job, and and see what that world is like. That is what I would say. Investing in yourself is a lot about life learnings, right? You will make mistakes. You will have good days and bad days and all sorts of days. But so and my team at Brook, which is a new bar you just visited. Again, young, enthusiastic, and I call them kids, but they're not kids. But early years of their of work, and you get that energy from them. You are there. The world is their oyster, right? And you feel like you are part of that, and you are, and we do energy transfer like that. We you look at them and you get wow, like they are having a great time at work, and I think that really is key to having a happy team, happy bars, happy guests.
You're totally in sync with your team. I get that.
So yeah, that I feel is our biggest win. And coming to number two, the point of being what advice I would have for young people or women who want to get into the industry. I would say that, for sure invest in yourself, invest in your own growth, your own learning curves, your own education, your own, if you have to do courses, if you reach out to people, do all of that.
Right.
Do not wait for a right time, right moment for anything. And the second, of course, part I really firmly believe is that we are living in a very open world, very accepting world, and so invest in your own travel. See the world, travel, maybe, you have to travel frugal right now, but do that and experience the world with other people's eyes, the cultures, with other people's, food, with other people's drinks. And if you are in hospitality, that will give you a much larger worldview of what really is happening, instead of staying in your world and being very happy with it, like I was saying. And the third part I would say is that be open to reaching out. A lot of us end up feeling that, oh, they're too big or they're too unapproachable. The world is easier now to approach. When we were learning, say, bartending or learning the art or getting into it, we just had books. We had a few newsletters, remember those? And we used to follow those. And now, the digital world, the YouTube of the world, all of it is information overload, in fact. And if you can reach out to the right people you look up to, people you think are something you can learn from, or you want to reach out to, you should absolutely do that. To the young people, I always say that, be open to the world. Don't start shutting it down already. There's an older age, you can keep shutting doors. Right now, you're good to go.
You're an adventurous at heart.
Yeah, 100%, all the time.
So, adventurous Minakshi, how do you handle your money? How important is financial independence?
So, I've been, not so good at it, I would say. My when I got married, before that, my dad was doing some bit of it, never interested in saving money. I think at that time, my dad would say, oh my God, look at your salary and you're not saving, you should be saving X percentage. He would give you this gyan and you'd be like, I need to go to Colombia next week. So your world was very different. And I feel like I have learned that, that's not true. You have to save, and there has to be part of you that has to invest further. And you learn how money makes more money, and you learn that, I think, over a period of time. And then again, this whole old way of people say every penny saved is penny earned. It's really true. and now you realize that, okay, we should do more of it. Currently, we have a company that handles my personal and my husband's and our family's investments, and they help us. And I'm trying to learn more. I'm also, again, somebody who has never been truly very interested in this particular field as such. So I feel like it's great. There's this much SIPs going in STP, somebody tells you this is how this works. But how that money is, when you see the larger picture, you get excited. You're like, oh, voila, 3 years from now, I'll gonna get this money's become this much. That is when I feel like you see the growth, and you understand the long-term, benefits of it. And you also understand that the maturity of that world somewhere, and I think you've been a little bit, say, fearful of it. You have been intimidated by it. You have always been told that somebody else is handling it, don't worry.
Technicalities, the jargon, all of that.
Yeah, that has always been a struggle, and I think, again, that is part of what I feel like I need to learn more of and invest more on learning that.
Understood. Well, it was an absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
To revisit all of these tenets of women entrepreneurship, and to meet somebody as unsatiable and adventurous as you. Thanks a lot, and it was good having you here at Talk the Walk.
Thank you. I had a wonderful time, and I think we should do some tequila shots now.
Yes, I'm all up for it.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Okay.